Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports Center. We're back into the college football world, talking about the final. Surprisingly, the games are closer than I think most people were kind of expecting. I mean, Ohio State had an easy time with Texas, but it was a fumble at the end. Uh, Ohio State ended up beating Texas 28-14, going to the championship game off of that. They got lucky off again, a nice fumble at the end of the game. It could have been a tie game if not for that scoop and score by Sawyer. But Will Howard had a decent day, 283, one TD, one interception. And Ewers heading to the NFL. He cleared for the draft. He also had 283, two TDs, and one interception. It was a fairly even game. Came down to basically a turnover at the end to seal it for Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody. They were once Oregon was taken out. They're the class of I think most people felt that they were the ones to beat. Um, Texas, like I said, they just you got to mount some offense, and they have problems there. I'm kind of thinking that's going to continue into the national championship game. Just can't score on these guys enough to have a chance.
No, I mean, and Notre Dame will have their hands full. They ended up beating Penn State 27-24. That gives you a 7-8 seed sitting in the final, which not many people would thought would happen. But we'll see how it goes. Notre Dame, I would say they're more or less an underdog. They kind of are an underdog because of their independence in the college football world. No one really knows how good they are because of their schedule year by year, and they just go by the record because they're never going to be a conference champion. But they held Penn State's quarterback to under 150 yards throwing. They just did very bad with the rushing attack from Penn State. They ran for 204 yards on them. So I don't know how well this is going to transition to the national championship game, but you handled a good Penn State team. So hopefully maybe there's a little bit of momentum going into the final.
Again, yeah, I think Notre Dame will have to put up at least 30 points to beat Ohio State, and I don't see them doing that. They can't do that. They don't have the offense for it.
Yeah, Ohio State is favored by 8.5. And they're giving them a 55% chance to win. Overall QB numbers, they don't match. Will Howard threw for almost 4,000 yards this year, 3,700 compared to Leonard from Notre Dame. He only threw for 2,600 yards, 19 TDs to 8 interceptions compared to Howard's 33 TDs to 10 interceptions. Rushing wise, their lead rusher did have more touchdowns and yards than Ohio State. So Notre Dame kind of leads in the rushing attack. I just don't know how well this is going to transition at all into
right.
For Notre Dame. I want Notre Dame to win.
Most of us realize we all want Notre Dame to win. I mean, if you're from Michigan, I mean, who the hell wants Ohio State? But I just can't see it. I don't see any scenario where Ohio or Notre Dame can put up enough points. So I mean, I'm going to predict this is going to be something like 33-10.
It's either going to be a blowout from Ohio State. Or it's going to be a close one like the Michigan game was, where
it would have to be very low scoring.
It's going to be very low scoring and close. And that's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict Notre Dame to win at a score of 14-10.
You know what Notre Dame should do?
That's what
they should run out of the tunnel in Michigan's jerseys.
They should.
Just run out there dressed like the Wolverines, and it'll piss Ohio State off psychologically so much that they'll.
If you want to go to this national championship game, the cheapest ticket's $1,800. So
that's a great idea.
Let's go. $1,800 for the national championship
I would
game.
Never go to the national championship to see a blowout. Yeah,
okay. $1,800.
So,
but that's what I'm going to say. 14-10 Notre Dame. I'm going to predict a very low scoring game, and Notre Dame's defense shows up. Now, if Ryan Day loses this game, I don't know where he stands at Ohio State. You got him back to another national championship game, but do they keep Ryan Day if they lose? I don't know.
If they lose?
Does Ryan Day
lose this one? I would fire the guy. You mean you lose to Michigan? You should never have lost. That is embarrassing. It's probably one of the most.
But you made a national championship
all time. But like, right, and then you go up and make the national championship against a team that's only slightly, like I said, I don't even think Notre Dame's that. I think it's very overrated.
Notre
So
Dame.
I don't. I mean,
So
they're better than Michigan, but
Notre
they're
Dame's only loss this year came to Northern Illinois in a 16-14 game, blocked field
who,
goal.
who's on their schedule? Who do they play? Anybody?
They beat Texas A&M first week.
Oh wow, that's a great team.
The next biggest game, ranked Navy 51-14.
Don't play nobody.
Ranked Army 49-14. USC 49-35. They beat Indiana 27-17, a 10th ranked
That was
Indiana at
probably
the
their
time.
best win.
And then they beat Georgia in the playoff.
And Georgia, right? I don't get that.
And then you beat Penn State in the
I don't know.
playoff.
Maybe they're better than we think. I don't know. I just don't.
I think they proved themselves more of a better team in the playoffs. But again, their regular season schedule is never anything to be amazed by. When you have a basically a 7-game slate, they went from after the Texas A&M game, which was ranked. They played Northern Illinois, Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army, an unranked USC before they faced number 10 Indiana on their schedule.
Right. I mean, they made it, so they deserve it.
Which was the
But
last
I just
game.
don't know how they're going to keep this close.
Well, and that wasn't even on their schedule technically because that was a playoff game. You won their playoff games all by close margins. But basically, your whole regular season schedule is what I just named off to you besides Texas A&M starting out the year. They played almost nobody of value ranked wise except for Army and Navy in their schedule this year. So, I mean, it's a test. But, I mean, if they win, they deserve it. You beat a really good Ohio State team. But again, right?
Georgia's quarterback hurt or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you beat a good Indiana
Yeah,
team. You beat a good Georgia team. You beat a good Penn State team. So, you got it from there. But I'm just going to go with Notre Dame because I won't say Ohio State will win. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. Low scoring, close game.
Score.
I'll change it. I'll go 14-13. That's what I'll do.
I read your mind.
I did 14-10, but I'll change it to 14-13. I'll make it a 1-point game.
All right.
But it's going to be close, I think, in my opinion. And we'll see what happens. Again, if Ohio State wins, then Michigan's the defuncto national champion again because they beat Ohio State this year. We could say that. Michigan beat the national champion.
That's right.
That's what we could say.
That'd be awesome.
But we'll end it there. With all that being said, if you'd like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let us know what you think is going to happen in the national championship. And until next time, see everybody soon.